The success frequency revolution, programming reality for inevitable wealth. Let me ask you something that will fundamentally transform how you understand the relationship between mind and money. What if I told you that everything you've learned about success frequencies has been preparation for one ultimate discovery? The ability to program reality itself for inevitable wealth creation. What if I told you that there exists a master frequency so powerful, so revolutionary, that when you access it, wealth becomes not just possible, not just probable, but absolutely inevitable, regardless of circumstances, economy, or external conditions? Tonight, you're going to discover what I call the success frequency revolution, the ultimate mastery of reality programming that transforms wealth from something you pursue into something that pursues you, making abundance as natural and inevitable as breathing itself. But first, let me take you inside the moment when one man discovered how to program reality so completely that wealth became as inevitable as gravity. The Carnegie Reality Programming Laboratory. It was 1885, and Andrew Carnegie was standing in his private study, surrounded by what he called his reality programming laboratory. Detailed plans, visualizations, and systematic mental exercises that seemed impossible to outsiders, but represented the most sophisticated wealth creation technology ever developed. At 50, Carnegie had already achieved extraordinary success, but he was about to make a discovery that would separate him from every other wealthy person in history. While others saw wealth as something to be earned through hard work or fortunate circumstances, Carnegie was developing what Napoleon Hill would later call reality programming technology, the ability to systematically program physical reality for automatic wealth generation. Carnegie didn't just want to be rich, he wanted to become a force of nature that automatically generated wealth regardless of external conditions. He wanted to transform wealth creation from an activity into an inevitable result of his very existence. That night, Carnegie achieved what he called the reality programming breakthrough, the moment when he stopped trying to get wealth and started programming reality to deliver wealth automatically. From that study, Carnegie didn't just build wealth, he created a reality programming system so powerful that it generated billions automatically, influenced entire industries, and created wealth generation patterns that would continue long after his death. Carnegie had accessed what Hill called the success frequency revolution, the master frequency that programs reality itself for inevitable wealth creation. The science of reality programming. Through studying the ultimate wealth creators, Hill discovered that reality programming operates according to specific principles that transcend all other success methods. Principle 1. Reality programming versus reality adaptation. While ordinary people adapt to existing reality, revolutionaries program new realities that automatically generate desired outcomes. Principle 2. Inevitability creation versus possibility pursuit. Rather than pursuing possibilities, reality programmers create inevitabilities that cannot be prevented or stopped. Principle 3. Automatic generation versus manual creation. Instead of manually creating wealth, reality programming establishes automatic generation systems that produce wealth naturally. Principle 4. Universal alignment versus personal effort. Rather than relying on personal effort, reality programmers align universal forces to work automatically in their favor. Principle 5. Systematic transformation versus random success. Instead of hoping for success, reality programming creates systematic transformation that makes wealth creation inevitable and predictable. The 5 stages of reality programming revolution. Hill identified 5 progressive stages that lead to complete reality programming mastery. Stage 1. Reality recognition. Understanding current programming. Stage 2. Programming disruption. Breaking existing reality patterns. Stage 3. New reality installation. Installing wealth-generating programming. Stage 4. System integration. Making new programming automatic. Stage 5. Revolutionary. Mastery. Programming reality at will. Most people never progress beyond Stage 1, remaining trapped in pre-programmed realities that generate limitation rather than abundance. Stage 1. Reality recognition. Understanding current programming. The first stage involves recognizing that what you experience as reality is actually programmed patterns that can be systematically changed. This isn't philosophy, it's practical technology. Henry Ford, the reality recognition master. Ford's transformation from farm mechanic to industrial revolutionary demonstrates perfect reality recognition. Instead of accepting the reality that transportation is horse-powered, Ford recognized that this was simply programmed thinking that could be completely replaced. Ford's reality recognition system. Current reality analysis. Ford systematically analyzed existing reality programming, transportation programming, understanding how society was programmed to think about movement and mobility, manufacturing programming, recognizing how production was programmed for individual craftsmanship rather than mass efficiency, economic programming, Seeing how markets were programmed for scarcity rather than abundance, programming pattern identification, Ford identified the specific patterns that created existing reality. Belief system programming, how collective beliefs about possibility and impossibility shaped physical reality. Behavioral programming, how programmed behaviors created predictable outcomes. Expectation programming, how programmed expectations automatically generated matching results. Reality flexibility discovery, Ford discovered that reality was far more flexible than people believed. Programming changeability, realizing that all current programming could be completely replaced. Reality responsiveness, understanding that reality automatically responds to new programming. Transformation possibility, recognizing that entire realities could be revolutionized through systematic reprogramming. Your reality recognition training, current reality audit, document the current reality you experience regarding wealth, success, and abundance. Identify which aspects are actual facts versus programmed beliefs and expectations. Assess how current programming generates your existing results. Programming pattern analysis. Recognize the specific belief patterns, behavioral patterns, and expectation patterns that create your current reality. Understand how these patterns automatically generate predictable outcomes. Identify which programming serves your wealth goals and which sabotages them. Stage 2, programming disruption, breaking existing reality patterns. The second stage involves systematically disrupting existing reality programming that generates limitation, scarcity, or ordinary results. This creates space for revolutionary new programming. Thomas Edison, the programming disruption genius. Edison's approach to invention demonstrates perfect programming disruption. Instead of accepting the reality that artificial light is impossible, Edison systematically disrupted all programming that supported this limitation. Edison's programming disruption methods: limitation programming elimination. Edison systematically eliminated all programming that supported impossibility. Impossible programming removal, rejecting all beliefs, expectations, and behaviors that supported the idea that artificial light couldn't be created. Expert opinion disruption, ignoring programming from experts who insisted that electric lighting was impractical. Failure programming transformation, converting failure from evidence of impossibility into feedback for improvement. Reality constraint breaking, Edison broke through all constraints that maintained limiting reality. Traumatic constraint transcendence, refusing to accept technical limitations as permanent boundaries. Resource constraint override, operating as if resource limitations were temporary inconveniences rather than permanent barriers. Timeline constraint rejection, rejecting programmed timelines about how long innovation should take. New possibility programming, Edison installed programming that supported unlimited possibility. Innovation certainty, programming absolute certainty that solutions existed for every challenge. Breakthrough inevitability, installing programming that made breakthrough results inevitable rather than unlikely. Success pattern recognition, programming ability to recognize success patterns that others missed. Your programming disruption protocol. Limitation programming identification, identify all beliefs, expectations, and behavioral patterns that support limitation rather than abundance. Document specific programming that generates scarcity, impossibility, or ordinary results. Recognize programming sources, family, society, media, education, that installed limiting patterns. Systematic programming removal, create specific methods for eliminating limitation programming from your mental system. Develop techniques for rejecting limitation programming when it arises. Install automatic responses that disrupt limiting patterns before they can generate limiting results. Stage 3, new reality installation, installing wealth-generating programming. The third stage involves installing completely new reality programming that automatically generates wealth, abundance, and extraordinary results. This is where limitation is replaced with inevitability. John D. Rockefeller, the reality installation virtuoso. Rockefeller's systematic creation of oil industry dominance demonstrates perfect new reality installation. Instead of competing within existing oil industry reality, Rockefeller installed completely new programming that made industry dominance inevitable. Rockefeller's reality installation systems, wealth inevitability programming. Rockefeller installed programming that made wealth generation inevitable. Industry control programming, installing mental patterns that made market dominance natural and inevitable. Systematic success programming, creating mental systems that automatically generated successful outcomes. Reality creation protocols. Rockefeller developed systematic methods for creating new realities. Vision materialization programming, installing programming that automatically converted visions into physical reality. Opportunity generation systems, programming that automatically created wealth-generating opportunities. Resource attraction programming, installing systems that automatically attracted necessary resources for wealth creation. Automatic wealth programming. Rockefeller created programming that generated wealth without conscious effort. Business system programming,
installing mental patterns that automatically created wealth-generating business systems. Investment programming, creating programming that automatically identified and captured profitable investments. Empire-building programming, installing patterns that automatically expanded wealth and influence.
Modern reality programming examples. Jeff Bezos installed programming that made global commerce domination inevitable through systematic reality creation. Bill Gates programmed reality for technological standard creation and automatic wealth generation through software dominance. Warren Buffett created programming that makes profitable investment identification and wealth accumulation automatic and inevitable. Elon Musk installed programming for multi-industry revolution and civilization-level transformation inevitability. Your new reality installation process. Wealth programming design creates specific programming patterns that will automatically generate your desired wealth reality. Design mental systems that make abundance inevitable rather than possible. Develop programming that transforms wealth creation from effort into automatic result. Reality creation protocols. Install systematic methods for converting mental programming into physical reality. Create programming that automatically generates wealth-creating opportunities and resources. Develop systems that make success inevitable through consistent programming application. Stage 4, system integration, making new programming automatic. The fourth stage involves integrating new reality programming so completely that it operates automatically, generating wealth without conscious effort or constant maintenance. Andrew Carnegie, the system integration master, Carnegie's development of systematic philanthropy while continuing to generate wealth demonstrates perfect system integration. His reality programming became so automatic that it continued generating wealth even while he was giving it away. Carnegie's system integration framework, automatic programming operation. Carnegie achieved programming that operated without conscious maintenance. Habit-level programming, creating wealth generation patterns that operated as naturally as breathing. Identity-level integration, integrating programming so completely that wealth generation became part of his core identity. Self-reinforcing programming. Carnegie created programming that became stronger through use. Success-amplified programming, creating systems where each success automatically strengthened wealth generation programming. Learning-enhanced programming, developing programming that automatically improved through experience. Momentum-building programming, installing systems that automatically accelerated wealth generation over time. Reality programming permanence. Carnegie achieved programming that remained stable regardless of external changes. Circumstance-independent programming, creating wealth generation that operated regardless of economic conditions. Challenge-strengthened programming, developing programming that became stronger during difficulties. Legacy programming, installing programming that continued generating wealth beyond his direct involvement. Stage 5, revolutionary mastery, programming reality at will. The final stage involves achieving mastery over reality programming itself, the ability to consciously program any desired reality and make it inevitable through systematic mental technology. Napoleon Bonaparte, the reality programming revolutionary programming Frofrener. Napoleon's systematic conquest of Europe demonstrates ultimate reality programming mastery. He didn't just adapt to existing political and military realities, he programmed entirely new realities that made European dominance inevitable. Napoleon's revolutionary reality programming, conscious reality programming. Napoleon developed conscious control over reality creation. Outcome programming, systematically programming specific outcomes before they occurred. Timeline programming, creating programming that compressed normal achievement timelines. Mass reality programming, programming realities that affected entire populations and civilizations. Revolutionary system creation. Napoleon created programming systems that revolutionized entire fields. Military revolution programming, installing programming that made traditional military strategies obsolete. Political programming, creating new realities for governance and empire building. Cultural programming, installing programming that influenced entire civilization. Legacy reality programming. Napoleon created programming effects that outlasted his physical presence. Institutional programming, creating legal and educational systems that continued his programming. Influence programming, installing programming that influenced leaders and empires for generations. Revolutionary programming, creating programming that made revolution and transformation inevitable. The complete reality programming formula. Based on studying ultimate reality programmers, Hill developed the master formula for inevitable wealth generation. Formula Component 1, Reality Recognition Mastery. Develop complete understanding of how current reality is programmed and maintained through beliefs, expectations, and behaviors. Formula Component 2, Programming Disruption Technology.
master systematic methods for eliminating limitation programming and creating space for revolutionary new realities.
Formula Component 3, Wealth Reality Installation. Install specific programming that makes wealth generation inevitable rather than merely possible through systematic mental technology. Formula Component 4, Automatic System Integration. Achieve programming integration so complete that wealth generation operates automatically without conscious effort. Formula Component 5, Revolutionary Reality Mastery. Develop ability to program any desired reality and make it inevitable through conscious mental control. The Ultimate Success Frequency Revolution Protocol. Phase 1, Revolutionary Awakening. Days 1, 30-30. Reality Programming Recognitions. Conduct complete audit of current reality programming regarding wealth, success, and abundance. Identify all limitation programming that prevents inevitable wealth generation. Understand how existing programming automatically generates current results. Programming Source Analysis. Trace the sources of limitation programming, family, education, society, media. Understand how programming was installed and how it maintains itself. Recognize programming flexibility and changeability. Phase 2, Programming Revolution, days 31-60. Systematic Programming Disruption. Eliminate all limitation programming that supports scarcity, impossibility, or ordinary results. Install disruption protocols that automatically reject limiting programming. Create programming immunity to limitation-supporting influences. Revolutionary Programming Installation. Install wealth inevitability programming that makes abundance automatic. Create programming that generates wealth opportunities without conscious effort. Develop programming that attracts resources and circumstances necessary for wealth creations. Phase 3, Reality Mastery Integration, days 61-90. Automatic Programming Operation. Achieve programming integration so complete that wealth generation becomes unconsciously automatic. Create self-reinforcing programming that becomes stronger through use. Develop programming stability that operates regardless of external circumstances. Revolutionary Reality Programming. Master conscious control over reality programming for any desired outcome. Develop ability to program timelines, opportunities, and circumstances for inevitable success. Create legacy programming that generates wealth and influence beyond direct involvement. The Master Laws of Reality Programming. Law 1, the Law of Programming Supremacy. Reality is programmed, not fixed. Those who master reality programming will always dominate those who accept existing programming. Law 2, the Law of Inevitability. Creation systematic programming can make any outcome inevitable rather than merely possible. Inevitability is more powerful than probability. Law 3, the Law of Automatic Generation. Properly installed programming operates automatically without conscious effort. Automatic systems always outperform manual effort. Law 4, the Law of Revolutionary Programming. Revolutionary programming transcends existing limitations and creates entirely new realities. Revolution beats evolution. Law 5, the Law of Programming Legacy. Master-level programming continues generating results beyond the programmer's direct involvement. Programming creates permanent transformation. Your success frequency revolution begins now. And now we come to the ultimate moment of choice. You've discovered not just how to access success frequencies, but how to program reality itself for inevitable wealth generation. You've learned the exact methods that Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Rockefeller, Napoleon, and countless others used to revolutionize their realities rather than adapting to existing limitations. This isn't about hoping for success or working toward wealth. This is about programming reality so completely that wealth becomes as inevitable as gravity, as natural as breathing, as automatic as your heartbeat. Most people will hear about reality programming and think it sounds too advanced or impossible. Some will try the techniques while still operating from limitation programming. A few will make the complete revolution to reality programming mastery and will discover that inevitable wealth is not just possible, it's the natural result of proper programming. Which group will you join? Remember, Carnegie programmed reality for steel industry dominance and automatic wealth generation. Ford programmed reality for transportation revolution and mass abundance creation. Edison programmed reality for innovation, inevitability, and breakthrough acceleration. You have access to the same reality programming technology. You have the same capacity for revolutionary thinking. You have the same opportunity to program inevitable wealth rather than pursuing possible success. The only question is, will you continue accepting programmed limitations, or will you become a master programmer of unlimited reality? The final frequency revolution. This is your moment. Not to hope for wealth, not to work towards success, but to program reality for inevitable abundance. The success frequency revolution isn't about accessing higher frequencies. It's about becoming the programmer of frequency itself. Like this video if you're ready to program reality for inevitable wealth. Subscribe to this channel if you want continued training in revolutionary reality programming. Comment below and declare, "I program reality.
I create inevitability. I revolutionize my existence. Share this message with someone ready to transcend limitation and program abundance. When you help others access reality programming mastery, you strengthen your own revolutionary capabilities. Remember, every moment you accept current programming is a moment you delay your wealth revolution. Every moment you program new reality is a moment you make abundance more inevitable. The revolution isn't coming. The revolution is here. The revolution is you, programming reality for inevitable wealth, unstoppable abundance, and unlimited success. Program the reality. Create the inevitability. Begin the revolution. Your success frequency revolution.